Thank you for joining us this Tuesday, July 25th for our Small Business Boot Camp. I'm your host, Robert Theobald, the Small Business Ombudsman and Vice President of Small Business Services here at the Arizona Commerce Authority, and we're excited to have you with us today. We've got a great presentation and a great group with us. From all the feedback I saw in the chat, we have a multi-state participation. We had somebody from Philadelphia, we had some Virginia, California, lots around Arizona. Had some communities in Arizona I haven't seen attend before. Doesn't mean you haven't attended, but I just hadn't noticed in the chat. But welcome from Dolan Springs and Sells and some other places. So thanks for being with us today. If you're new to the boot camp, we'd like to start by first thanking all of our community partners. This is just a sample list of those community partners. We have 120 plus community partners that participate in the boot camp, and we couldn't do them without their time, their effort, and their expertise. The Small Business Boot Camp is designed to help small businesses prepare, plan, and grow your business. And we do this through our webinars. We also do some hands-on workshops, some in-person and virtual workshops. And we also have a great part of this called the content library. So besides our Tuesday morning webinars, 9 a.m. webinars every week, we have our content library. And the content library is the recordings of all these workshops and webinars. And so we have a diverse collection of, at this point, it's about 280 or more recorded webinars, presentations, and workshops. And in that, we include not just the presentation, but we also include the slide deck and other materials that the presenters want us to share there as well. So for example, if you participated last week for our Chat GPT, our generative AI discussion, we have the slide deck along with some other handouts that the presenters wanted us to provide as well. So it's a great resource. Not only does the ACA provide the webinars and the content library, we also have a number of other programs that support small businesses. We have our Arizona Career Readiness Credential, our Arizona Innovation Challenge, which I'll talk a little bit more about that here in a bit. The Arizona MEP, Manufacturing Extension Partnership for small to medium-sized manufacturers. The Arizona Trade Expansion Program for those looking to export your goods and services. Arizona at Work for employment stuff. And then our small business services that host the boot camp, the content library, and other programming as well. So you can find information on all those programs at azcommerce.com/programs. Another great tool our small business services group maintains and provides is the small business checklist. And this is an interactive online resource that helps business owners, entrepreneurs, and others identify the commonly requested licensing, registration, and compliance needs at the local, state, and federal levels. It also provides a lot of other information that's beneficial to small businesses. But if you're looking to start a business or expand your business into other areas, this is a great go-to resource. That we have a lot of information, links to the corresponding agencies or organizations. And then if you just need a quick answer, you can, on this webpage, you can find our virtual assistant, Sally, and you can find a little quicker information there. But if you go into the checklist, you get the full meat and potatoes, desserts, side dishes, and everything in that checklist. So great resource. Some other quick updates we want to share. We've got a few things to share with you. We're going to post in the chat links to these programs. First is shortly after our webinar is done, the IRS is hosting an employee retention credit webinar. And again, this is through the IRS, it's not through the Arizona Commerce Authority, but they are doing an employee retention credit webinar to help make sure business owners that are looking at that credit program that they understand it properly and how they can avoid some of the scammers that are out there trying to take advantage of small business owners with that program. Also, on August 9th, we will have our in-person small business workshop in conjunction with the Phoenix Business Journal. It's called Growth Readiness, Prepare for Growth in the remainder of 2023 and beyond. And for those that actually attend in person, There's no virtual option on that one, so it's only in-person attendance. The Phoenix Business Journal is providing an incentive with a 75-word listing in the Phoenix Business Journal about your business. So great little perk there for attendance. Some other great programs we want to share real quick is our Small Business Digital Academy is currently open. The applications are open for our August cohort, our summer cohort that will take place during August. So if you're interested in that, this is an entry-level digital understanding on social media, websites, SEO, CRMs, etc. It's not advanced, so if you're comfortable with it and you already know that stuff, it may be too entry level for you. But if you're still wanting to learn more about this, it's a great entry level cohort for small business owners to understand the digital needs that are required in today's businesses. Another great program that is opening applications is the Arizona Innovation Challenge. And this is one of the nation's premier business plan competitions for Arizona businesses. And it's targeting and designed to help advance Arizona's innovation and technology commercialization for early stage ventures. This is a great program. If you have a tech business that may be interested in this, I highly encourage you to attend this information workshop on Friday, July 28th, before the applications open. It is a very rigorous application process through various stages, but the success of the ventures that go through, that are the finalists and then go through the Venture Ready program is awesome. So if you are a tech startup looking to scale, this is a great program to look into. And with that, we're going to look at our upcoming sessions. Next week, we have the fundamentals of the 5 C's of credit. If you're looking for credit, for lending, lines of credit, etc., this would be a great webinar to attend. Then we have eliminating the obstacles of building a profitable plan. And then best practice for commercial real estate for small businesses. So if you're renting real estate, this is can be focusing on the real estate that you may be renting, looking at the tenants more than trying to rent it out. So it's a tenant focused session. So with that, we're going to jump into today's session. We've got one of our presenters, Karen Hewitt. Karen's been with us before. She also helps in our Small Business Digital Academy. Great understanding of social media. So we're excited to have her with us today. So Karen, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and let you take over. And while Karen's getting set up, Karen's on mute, but while Karen's getting set up, just a reminder, if you have questions, please post those in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. We're going to use the chat for some interaction, but for questions, we really want those to go in the Q&A so we can keep track of them.
Thank you so much, Robert. And yes, Robert is going to be a great help to me today by letting me know if there's any questions or any interactions in the chat so I can further help you. My name's Karen Hewitt, and today we're going to get social. And what we're going to talk about first is some rules of engagement. As I said, we want questions, we want the Q&A, we want the interaction, but I also like giving things away to people who interact and do things. And what we're doing today is going to give you this up front so you have no excuse not to know it, is I'm going to ask each of you to post on social media, on your platforms today, something that you take away from today's session. And I'm going to ask you to tag the Arizona Commerce Authority and myself, and I'll reach out to one of the lucky winners that will be chosen by random to give them a free one-on-one session on some of their social media and how to help you grow. But we're going to talk about how you're learning and how you're growing as a small business here in Arizona. And it's very important to me to see you excel. And I want to see every single one of you achieve all your goals with your business. So the first question people say is, well, who do I think I am to even be telling you and talking to you about this stuff? As I said, my name is Karen Hewitt. I affectionately call myself a social media witch because I believe social media is magic when you do it in a particular way. And this has come through a lot of training, a lot of learning, and a lot of growing. I first dived into social media just over a decade ago in small business world, and every single person was telling me how to do it, what to do, and none of it was working for me. So I chose to study, to grow, and to develop skills, not only in social media, but in neurolinguistic programming. So about the language that we use. I'm also originally from England, here in Arizona, and a mom of 5 kids. So life is busy, life is crazy. So I teach you the ways to do it effectively, because if I had 30 hours a day to work on my business, I wouldn't have time for everything else. So I want to teach you things that help you shortcut and get effective plans in place. I founded my business Blossom to Success in 2017, and it's all about authentic community connection. I don't teach the standard marketing. I teach you how to build an army of loyal customers, people that share your content, and people that will go to bat for you. It's a little bit different than a large Fortune 500 marketing plan, because I know small businesses don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to put into advertising daily. Your best resource are your customers and clients. But that comes into the paradox. Social media, the first word in it is social. But how social does it really feel? And when you're scrolling through your Instagram, you're scrolling your Facebook or TikTok, and you're seeing business advertising, people feel so too. They're not necessarily feeling very socially, not feeling the community aspect, because everything is so fast paced. I'm actually going to use an example that's very recent. Just drop in the chat, an emoji, a thumbs up, if you have seen anything about the Barbie movie in this last week. It literally opened up this weekend, but for months beforehand, they were dropping social media content constantly. They were doing little clips, little snippets, little how-tos, all these little tiny things to build that up. And what happened, because they built a community of excited people to go and see, they blew their numbers out of the water. And this wasn't a go see the Barbie movie. This was, oh, look at the feet. There was a whole thing about the shoes. And everyone recognized that whole shoe metaphor, because they made it social. They made it about people's memories, about people's affection of growing up with the doll. And that's how the paradox happens. The more social and the more community-based that you can make your marketing, the more people will talk about your business and the more they will engage with you. So here's the thing. What used to work doesn't work anymore. For example, what used to work was, hey, this new shirt is in my boutique, come and buy it. That used to work. Oh, we're launching a new product, come and buy it. Again, it used to work. We used to see sales ads on our feeds all the time. In fact, how many of you, I know some people still get them. How many remember getting all the advertisements in the mail where it's printed flyers or the printed toy book that you might give your kids, and they start circling all the toys they want for Christmas? It used to be a very direct form of marketing. And now in our mind, because of how things have advanced, for example, with television, our curiosity, how many of you watch things on demand so you don't have to watch the commercials? You can fast forward through those advertisements. The same thing happens on social media. We fast forward through the marketing because we don't want to feel we don't want to feel like we're a number. Facebook does a whole bunch of ads, and half the time we just scroll past it, or if we have a moment, we sometimes tell it, no, we don't want to see this anymore. And that is how it's changed. We're now going into what's called UGC, which is user-generated content. And that is the backbone of content marketing for communities. How do you help your customers, and how does your product and service serve them? No more can we do the whole, oh, well, we've got a special. It's a holiday weekend, we're offering a 10%. doesn't always work unless that person's already your customer. Now we have to provide the value up front and explain why people would benefit. Oh, the big question is, well, where do I post? I mean, there's so many social media channels, there's so much out there, and it feels overwhelming. And I'm just curious, let's have a little guessing game. And Robert, I'm going to ask you to shout out some numbers that come up in the chat. How many social media platforms do our attendees think there are out there? So take a guess. How many platforms do you think there are?
25, 50, hundreds, 50, 40, 30, 20, 38.
Okay, so that's actually kind of
1,300.
getting there.
40s. Too many.
I was going to say the 1,300 is probably the closest out there. Last time I checked, overall, a social media platform that had more than 50,000 participants was in the six figures. There was over 100,000 of them for the platforms. Now, when you go to platforms that have over 250 to 500,000, you're looking at 128 top platforms. So in all, there's hundreds of thousands, because every college campus that has a platform is considered a social marketing platform. And if your business applies to college kids, you should see what it takes to get onto your local college's campus's social platform. But if you don't, then that's not a platform for you. 128 are what is considered the viable platforms, the ones with a large market core. And I bet everyone, do you all want to post on 128 platforms every single day? I bet most of you are going to be like, no, let's not do that. That's too much. That's overwhelming. So we're going to look at what are the top platforms to use and where I recommend that you should have a presence. And I'm going to tell you, this is a huge thing that I teach that overwhelms people, but when I explain it, the stress level will come down. I actually believe as a business, we should be omnipresent. We should be on every platform, but I'm not saying that you should be on every single platform 10 times a day. There is a website, and I'm going to pop that into the chat later on today after we've gone through the slides so you can see it, called Name Checker. I have all my clients go to that website and put their business name in and get every single social media platform that is available with their name. So you can be on these smaller platforms such as Clapper, for example, or Likey, which are not very common platforms. But what we're going to do there is, on these less than common platforms, is we're just going to do a single post. One post. You're going to fill out your bio, you're going to put all your information about your business, your website, and then you're going to do a single post on these platforms that you are not going to use. And this will go for the same. For example, if you're going to be like, well, I know TikTok's big, but I'm not going to be on TikTok. Okay, that's fantastic. You don't need to be. But you're going to still create a profile for your business and then do one post, which is, I am so happy you found my business. Come join our community over on, and then put the link to the platform that you use. So if your community is on Facebook, direct people to go to your Facebook page, direct them to go to your Facebook group. If your community is on LinkedIn, direct them to go to your LinkedIn. If your community is on Meetup, direct them to go to your Meetup group. Because the worst thing I have always told my clients that could happen is somebody is looking for you. They are looking for your exact service. They are your ideal client, but they're not on your ideal platform. They are going to go to the platform that they are the most comfortable with, and they're going to look for you. And if you have zero presence there, they're just going to find another company that offers what you offer. If you have that single thing saying, hey, I am super happy. I am so glad you found me. I cannot wait to work with you, help you solve whatever the problem is that you solve. Come join our community over on You're now bringing them to where you are creating your content, where you are showing your business, and you're not losing that potential client. It does take a little bit of time in the beginning, but after that, I just put every single one of my clients' social media list into a calendar, and I go and check on it maybe every 6 months. Is there anything that needs to be tweaked? Anything that needs to be changed? Did we update a branding? Did we update a product? And we just touch it every few months. We do not spend our life on there. Is it I see there's a Q&A. Is there a question there for that, Robert?
Yeah, it just says, what was the name of the checker website?
Okay, it's called Name Checker, and it is spelled kind of funky, so I am going to place that in the chat after the presentation. Don't worry, I'm going to make sure that you have all that information. I want you to be very, very successful. But here are the top 6 platforms. And I use these as the top 6 platforms. If you're trying to work out where you should be, you want to be on at least 2 of these platforms, if not all 6. And I'm going to tell you, Facebook and Instagram, they are actually linked. So you could be posting on one and be posting on both of them at the same time. Now, Facebook and Instagram have hundreds of thousands of users just in the local area. They have billions of users worldwide. So we're talking local here in Arizona. Most people are on Facebook or Instagram. They have a heavy demographic. There is a slight difference between the 2 platforms. Facebook is more question-led. So people post things like, this is what they're doing, this is what they want to know. How many people have shared a recipe, has shared a home hack that they've seen on Facebook, or a inspirational thought. Facebook really leads to sharing content because people like to share things that they saw. They like to share ideas they saw. They like to share new things and say, hey, have you tried this? And have a conversation. And Instagram, on the main Instagram platform, is basically your magazine. This is your high quality catalog. And this is where you're going to have beautiful pictures of what you offer. And you're going to showcase in image format. In order to be successful on Instagram, you want high quality pictures, and you also want to take advantage of things like carousels and reels. Carousels are where it's several pictures that people just scroll right through. So like step 1, step 2, step 3. And it keeps people on your platform longer. Or the short 60-second reels from Instagram. Now, recently, Instagram did just launch Threads. Threads is the alternative to Twitter, which is now X as of today. And this is more about single line comments and questions. This is where you can start conversations, ask questions. And what a lot of people are finding it really good for on the Threads is asking questions to get ideas of what people want to see. So I'm going to be using this example later on today is if you're a bakery, maybe you bake cupcakes. Threads is a great place to say chocolate or vanilla cupcakes. On Instagram, you would do pictures of chocolate and vanilla cupcakes, really beautiful, and go, which one tastes the best? On Facebook, you would ask questions or provide, if you want some to elevate your cupcakes, this is 3 tips to do that. So there is a difference with the platforms. Then we have TikTok, which is still trending up. Meta did attempt to compete with TikTok with the announcement of Reels, but TikTok still is taking that trend and it has become a secondary search engine. What that means is with hashtags, the videos place in Google. So when you post things there, you can actually be elevating your SEO for your business. We're going to go into what content to post and how to work out your content later on in this webinar. This is just a breakdown of the channels. With TikTok, you're looking to entertain or educate. So entertaining and educating is where it is at. Then we have LinkedIn, which is your business. Specifically, it is great for any of your business to business. It is also great for hiring. and it is great for collaboration. So if you're like, well, my business, we don't really work with businesses, it's all residential or client-based, it's still great to have a LinkedIn profile to hire people for your business or even to offer collaborations with other local businesses to grow both of your networks. These two are the two that get the least love. And again, I'm going to say these are search engines in their own right. And that is Pinterest and YouTube. Pinterest, you want to be posting anything that you offer from your websites. You can, if you're a bar or a restaurant, you can be posting your menus on there. You can be posting pictures of your food, but you can also do things like, hey, date night, free date night ideas, and do two cute ideas and come to our restaurant to finish off the night with a great meal. But you're sharing ideas. Pinterest is your idea board. What ideas can you generate around your business? And then you can post them there. And as people search, they see you as building that community of what people can do with your business. YouTube is one of the biggest search engines other than Google. And it's actually owned by Google now. And I'll give you an example. There is a business out there that YouTube is what has made them a huge success. And the whole plan of their YouTube channel is Don't Call Me. It's a plumbing company. It's a plumber who has done a whole bunch of little fixes on their YouTube. How to fix the leaky faucet, how to fix this, how to fix that. But the thing is, don't call me, here's how to fix it. But if you can, go ahead and call me. And the amount of people that call them now because they helped them try to fix it themselves the first time built up their trust and likability so high that they are now a thriving organization that are getting so many clients. They're constantly adding more staff in, more plumbers, more people to take the calls, more marketing people, because they did something to benefit the community first. And now they're seen as a likable and trustable business. So with all these platforms, how do you know what to post? How do you know who you're posting to? How many of you have a clear idea who your ideal client is or your avatar? How many people know who you're trying to speak to? And if anyone puts everyone, my business is for everyone in the chat, I'm going to be the bearer of bad news. When we try and help everyone, we literally help no one because you're trying to be too broad. We're going to talk about your avatar so you can learn about your content and how it's important that you don't need to be viral on social media, but you need to speak to the people that you're trying to help. And on a pen and paper, you're going to start jotting some things down. I want you to think about your ideal customer. Who is the person that needs your service, your business the most? And you can be so specific. You can even name them. You can even say, well, my ideal customer is somebody called Chrissy who has a small business and they're working on their accounting, and you can go into details. Your customer, are they in a specific age demographic? Do they have a specific lifestyle? Do they have specific hobbies? What is the income demographic you're looking at? How do they feel? How do they think? What are the problems that they have that you're trying to solve? And the reason I'm giving you these questions is, and I'm going to be honest, I did it too. I did it when I very first started in my business. Well, everyone needs to know how to work on social media. No, I can help companies that have marketing departments of 50 people. Oh, I'm good at that. You have to get very specific and learn what individuals want. Because when you try and target too many, you end up falling flat on everyone. So let's get really deep down on this. What is the pain point that you solve? And yes, I call it a pain point because every business solves a pain point. Because we're in business to make people's lives easier, more entertaining, more fulfilled, more fun, or to take some stress away from something. So what is it that you solve? If you're a photographer, you make memories for people. The pain point of someone always being behind the camera and never having pictures with their family, that's a pain point that you solve. If you're in the food industry, you solve boring date nights and you solve not knowing what to cook or being too exhausted to provide a meal that day because you've been working all day. So they want to order in from your place. You're solving a problem. Also, you may make something that they have no idea what to make, and it's the best thing they've ever tasted. So you give them happiness and joy. If you're in accounting and you do books for people, honestly, accounting for a small business can be rough. And it's easier to have someone who's very knowledgeable about the different tax rules. So that way they do not have to stress when it comes down to that tax time of the year, or they don't have to stress that their suppliers are getting paid. If you're in the beauty industry, you give people their confidence. These are pain points. And this is what they don't come to you because, oh, I can eat, or, oh, you're going to cut my hair, or, oh, you're going to take my picture. They come to you because, oh, I can have a delightful night with my family. You know, I can get pictures with everyone. So I create memories and I can look back on that and remember that. Or I'm going to go here and have this done. So that way, when I walk into job interview or the wedding or whatever event, I feel my absolute best. You're solving problems. And we don't talk about that enough on social media. We just put the product out there without solving our avatar or our client's problem. Does that make sense to everyone? Does anyone have questions about avatars or client profiles? All right, so I'm gonna bust another myth for you. How many of you look at numbers on social media and go, oh my gosh, they got 587 shares and 2,000 likes. They're popular. Oh my gosh, look at how many views this video has. They're popular. Numbers actually mean nothing. It doesn't mean what it means because a lot of times we have fake numbers. A lot of larger companies, if you look on a profile and you say, wow, this company's got 100,000 followers, but they're only getting like 100 likes on a post, half the time it's because they're not creating engaging content or they've purchased their followers. So I want you to think that numbers are not what they mean. What actually matters is your engagement and your interaction. And take those numbers out of your mind when you're thinking about, is this working? Is the amount of likes I'm getting on a post working? Because likes do not equal sales. Likes do not equal money in your business's pockets. What equals sales, what equals conversion is engagement and community and conversation. So what content, oh, Robert, I see we have a couple of Q&As. Is there a question I need to answer?
Yeah, let's see. We got when describing our ideal avatar, how do you know it's accurate and not just us describing what we want our target audience to be, see, think, or want?
Okay, that is a great question. I actually really like that question because we always have this idea in our head of what we want, and it comes to being what we're attracting. A lot of market research goes in this, and you're going to start by who do you want to be your client, because you got into business to work for yourself, to have the things that you want, to have a life that you enjoy. So yes, your client should be who you want to work with, and that is where you start. But as you start communicating with the ideal client, through your social media posts, through your content, you're going to start to see whether you have it on the mark or not. And it is a bit of a testing system. But here's the other part of that. Sometimes the people you have on your social media are not your ideal clients. They're people that are just following you and they really are not going to buy from you. They don't have any interest in your product. It's just somehow they clicked on something and were like, oh yeah, I'm just going to follow this, but they're not interacting. So you can start to dig down onto who you want and how you want to appeal to them. And once you have that, we start creating the content aligned to them. So I'll use the photography example. If you're a photographer that specializes in maternity posts or maternity pictures, and you find that you're getting a lot of people coming to you for family pictures, and you really do want to get back into the maternity, you can actually tweak that by tweaking your content to talk. And you can do posts like the best time to take a maternity picture is here. And you can start putting the content out that shows the education behind it. So you can take that client that you actually want and start transposing your social media to being that. Or the other option is, okay, I'm getting a lot of people wanting family pictures. This is a good thing. You can then start tweaking your avatar to being that client. So you've got to look at it two ways. Do you want to change it to be the avatar you want, or would you like to change your avatar to the person you're serving? And how you do that is through your content. Did we just get another question, Robert?
Yeah, it says, do you encourage businesses to use real profiles for identifying their target audience? Do you suggest using hashtags?
Okay, so I use hashtags to invite people to come check out social media. Your hashtags should be there to have them, and you should be relevant to what you're doing. I like the strategy of do 9 hashtags, 3 hashtags for what you do, 3 hashtags arranged around your client that you want, and 3 hashtags around the pain point you solve. So let's use a different example of someone in real estate. If you're in real estate, well, what you want 3 hashtags about being in real estate. Who do you help real estate? Do you help people rent? Do you help people buy? Do you focus on families? Do you focus on commercial? So if you focus on commercial real estate, you could put office real estate, commercial real estate as some of your hashtags. That's who you focus. And what pain point do you solve? Well, maybe you specialize in finding that perfect location for the startup. So you can do custom location, idyllic, ready-built turnkey locations, because people are like, well, I'm a hairdresser, I need a hairdressing salon, but I need one that I can just turn the key and be there. So what problem do you solve? How do you make it better? Because people, when they're looking for a real estate agent and they're a commercial, they're not necessarily just going to type real estate. They're going to type in, I need a real estate agent that can help me have a turnkey for commercial. They're going to put in what they need. So if you do 3 on who you are, 3 in what you do, and the 3 on who you are, 3 on who you help, and 3 on their pain, you're going to really get specific on what you're seeing. I'm getting quite a few questions on this.
Yeah, there's a couple questions on the hashtag piece that says, are hashtags suitable for all platforms or just some? And the other questions relate to the same thing. What platforms are best?
Actually, you can use hashtags on every single platform. The only time hashtags are frowned on any platform is Facebook on personal profiles. If you're using them on business profiles, they work great. If you're using them on your personal, Facebook, where it's you taking pictures with your family or going on your hikes, they don't tend to go as well. So business pages, Instagram loves hashtags, TikTok loves hashtags, Pinterest loves hashtags. YouTube actually does SEO on hashtags at the bottom. You can do up to 500 characters in hashtags alone, because they just call them tags, but they're really hashtags. And even Pinterest has a separate board for hashtags as well. And LinkedIn will even encourage you to add hashtags to your post now, because it is a form of SEO, it's a form of searching. So to give you another example of the 3, 3, and 3, if you are, let's see, we did real estate, we've done photography, bakery, restaurants. If you're an author, because some small businesses, they write books, or they're a library, or they do education. Education is probably easiest. So you're an educator, you're a teacher, but who are you helping? Maybe you're helping, your center helps people pass their high school diploma. So you can put high school diploma, adult GED, as who you help. And the problems are, supportive environments, safe learning, or maybe you even help specifically with people who have learning disabilities or dyslexia or problems retaining information. You can even put those in your hashtags. And what you're doing is you're presenting yourself, this is what we do, this is who we help, and this is why we're the people you need. Okay, this one's blowing up a little bit, I see.
Yeah. So can you summarize the 3 sets of hashtags again?
Yeah, it's who you are, who you serve, and I call it a pain point. It's basically why you. What do you solve for them? Okay. It's what makes you different. And because people, they don't search for just the person, they search for the problem they're trying to solve. So give them that information so they know you're the right person.
All right, and Zuri had a couple questions, and one I'm going to answer real quick for Zuri. SEO is a whole other topic that we could dive into and take weeks to go through. Though we do have some in our content library, you can find a couple different webinars we've done on SEO, so you can look at that. She also asked us, when creating an avatar, are you referring to the company's profile picture?
No. The avatar is your ideal client. It's the person that you create that's going to be receiving your services, your systems, your products. So it's your ideal client. It's not your avatar for your picture. It's creating a personality or a persona around who you want to serve. And I find this helps you when you get down to the content creation, because you're going to start imagining like you're talking to that person when you post your content. And it helps you really dial into getting your message across in the best possible way. Okay. All right. I'm glad we had a lot of questions about that. It's one of the biggest areas people miss is how to talk to their ideal clients to get the most effective communication going. All right. So now we're going to talk about content. So here's some of the content. Content is king. And this is where your avatar comes in. So the first piece of content we're going to talk about is events. What events are your business having? What things are you doing as a business that you want to invite people to come to? This could be anything from a sale that you're having. This could be, if you're in finances, this could be reminders of tax time. If you're in food, this could be Valentine's Day, Christmas Day, 4th of July. If you're in beauty, this could be it's wedding season. So it can be events that you are personally hosting, or events that are going around in the world that react to your business. This is also about recognizing specific days that many people recognize. People want to feel seen and heard. So if you go on and you wish people, hey, it's the 4th of July, we're here in Arizona, and you want to from my business to your families, happy 4th of July. This is an event to recognize and just letting them know that you're recognizing people as individuals and being aware of the things going on in the world. I find that businesses that ignore all the major holidays they tend not to have the community, because holidays are important to individuals. And even if you don't celebrate them yourself, you can be doing other things like, for example, around Christmas, not everyone celebrates Christmas. Wishing people a happy holiday season, because there are many holidays around that season. Again, you're letting your ideal customers, you're letting your audience know that you see them, that you hear them, that you know they're there. And again, the events such as sale, special meal, maybe if you have a bookstore and you have an author coming to do a reading, that's an event. If you have somebody coming to do a ribbon cutting, that is an event. There's many different ways you can do as events. Another thing is I actually posted today as an event for my business. And I shared this as an event of what was going on and talked about it and like how excited I was to be here so I can answer questions for everyone. Then we have the promotional. Yes, we want to have promotional. We are in business. Don't let me make you think that, oh no, I can't post any of my products or any of my services. No, you're in business. You're allowed to post your promotions in your businesses and your services, and you should do. The difference is I'm going to recommend that you post them in a way to talk about what problems that you solve for other people. Don't just be like, I have this on sale, come buy it. Hey, are you struggling with this? Hey, is this what's going on? Let us help. This is what we offer. Then we have that engagement piece. This is where you get to ask questions, offer alternatives. Hey, back to the bakery, do you like chocolate or vanilla? That's an engagement. You pick our flavor of the month for next month. We've had some breweries that have come to the cohort for the small businesses. What flavors would you like to see? You can actually have people start engaging with you to pick things, to showcase what they would like to see from you. And that way they feel like their voice is heard, and gets more engagement that way. And then education. Teach people what you do. Teach people the things that can help. For example, like I gave earlier, if you're a maternity photographer, tell people when the best time to book their pictures are. If you're a wedding photographer, educate the 3 things that you may not be aware that you should have when you have your wedding pictures taken. If you're in finance, the 2 things that you didn't realize you should be keeping your receipts for. These educational pieces actually show clients that you care about them and you want them to be successful, as well as shows them that you know what you're doing, that you're very aware of everything that you should be doing, and you're the best person to help them. And I just gave you a whole bunch of content and you're like, how do I make it audience centric? And this is the biggest piece. And this is one of the biggest things I want you to take away from today. I'm going to give you a secret tool that is going to help you create content that will engage your customers, will help you rank in searches, and give you the information that you need to be top of mind for all your customers. Are you ready? Are you ready for this top secret tool? It's an amazing tool. It's called Answer the Public. Okay. And Answer the Public is an amazing website. And you can, if you sign up for their free account, you can do 3 searches a day. If you need to do more than that, it's only like $10 a month, but their free account is 3 searches a day. And as you see here, you can put where you are, what language, and you use 1 to 2 words for best results. And what Answer the Public is a website that scrapes all the search engines. So it looks at Google, it looks at DuckDuckGo, it looks at Bing, it looks at Yahoo, it looks at all of them and says, what are people searching for? So in this example, I did cupcakes. I should never make a slide deck when I'm hungry. Just word to the wise, don't make slide decks when you're hungry because then you want cupcakes. So I put cupcakes in because, ideally I'm thinking of bakery selling cupcakes. If you're a real estate agent, you could put commercial real estate. If you're a photographer, you could put photography. If you're a restaurant, you could put the style of restaurant you are, American diner, Indian cuisine. If you're a tutor or an education center, you could put what you teach in here. If you're a music teacher, you could put violin lessons. Whatever your keywords are, what is it that describes your business? And then you're going to get this. And there were 708 results for cupcake. 708 things came up for that one word. And I got 147 questions that are asked on average, 103 prepositions, 68 comparisons, and so on. And it even told me, how many goods, how many bads, what the search volume was, and the cost per click. If it's expensive, if you were to advertise for it, if you're getting a lot of searches, things like that. It gave me all this information. But how did it give me this information? It gives it to me like this. And this is looking at the searches that come up for cupcakes. And before you think, oh my gosh, this is so complicated, I want you to look right here. Can you see how the color wheel is color coordinated with dark through to light? The darker the orange here, the more this term is searched for. And the lighter is, the less search. So for example, something that didn't get very many searches was, why do cupcakes not rise? However, whose cupcake on the Masked Singer got a lot of searches? Are cupcakes bad for dogs? If you're a pet store or a pet boutique and you want to do cupcakes for dogs, this is these are things like here, a cupcake's gluten-free. If you're a bakery that offers gluten-free cupcakes, this is a great thing for you to talk about, because a lot of people are looking for this. This tells you what people are looking for when they search for your keyword. Let's come in a little closer to try and show this. So as you can see, there is a lot of questions like, who makes cupcakes near me was a huge one. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's not enough time to go into it, but there is an amazing video in the Academy on Google listings. Please go watch that if you want to do something about near me. That is going to teach you a lot. But this is telling you, so you don't want to be, people aren't saying who delivers cupcakes, but who makes cupcakes near me. So you don't want to really go into a lot of details about we deliver cupcakes, but rather that you have them in the local area. And this helps you on your verbiage, on what people are looking for. And again, here, this is the alphabeticals at the bottom. Again, color coordinated. So you're looking for things that are green. So for me, when I look at this and I'm talking to a bakery, I'm not going to tell people, okay, I want you to build a whole bunch of content about cupcakes for baby showers, but we should be building content on the flavors. We should be building content on birthdays and on weddings, because weddings is a trending cupcake topic. And you see here, it also came up with Fredericksburg, and because I'm in Arizona, it ranked really low. These are things to give you that kind of insight. And I'm going to drop, don't worry, I will be dropping that website in the chat afterwards. I don't want to leave you. And then you can download it into a CSV and have Excel. And I do that, and I search by volume. And it tells me these were the top 5. Sorry, just click. The top searches right there. And it gives me the information I need and tells me what kind of content I need to create to make sure it's relevant for my audience. I could do this for many companies and get the same system. It tells me what works for your business. It tells me how we can figure it out. And some of them won't make sense, but people are searching for it, and that helps direct you in the right answer. Robert, I see another Q&A just popped up on this.
Yeah, it says, are those daily numbers on Answer the Public or weekly?
They actually update it daily and do it for the past 30 days. So it is.
Oh, go ahead.
So it is updated. They update their search results all the time, but this volume is the last 30 days in the Pacific area that I've done. So tomorrow it would be a different number because it updates constantly.
They said, would you use this tool for competitors in your industry?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can use that for that too. You can look at what they're searching. This is a great tool. And like I said, you get 3 searches every single day for free, which is a lot of information. But if you wanted to use this as a paid tool, it's only $10 a month, which is not expensive at all. And I purposefully did it with a free tool so that everyone could see how that would work. Okay. Now, the question on this is, how does this build your community? It builds your community because you're now answering the questions that they have. And the reason I tell you to use this tool is I could have you all sit down right this second and write down 10 questions that your customer will ask you. And I will guarantee out of those 10 questions, unless you already have a frequently asked questions and it's been answered, asked, and asked, and asked, you went on to answer the public, they're probably not as high ranking as you think they are. But because they're the questions that come into your mind, not into your customer's mind. And what we want to do is when you build your community, you want to reward them. Reward them by giving them the correct information. Reward them by answering the questions that they have. And also you can reward them. I gave you the example of coming up with a flavor. Again, I should never make a slide deck when I'm hungry. I mean, that's just one of those things, right? If you have them pick the cupcake flavor of the month, maybe they get a free dozen cupcakes from you and you do a picture event with them at your bakery to showcase that on social media. Now people want to be picking the cupcakes of the month to get that recognition. Or maybe you reward them by having them refer people to you. Okay, you refer people to me for the service, you get $10 off your next service. Rewards are key. You want to respond to them. When people comment on your social media, when people send you messages, when people interact, respond. Even if you're not sure what to say, give them, oh my gosh, great idea. Oh, I love that. Thanks. I'm so glad you're happy. And most important, and this is one that's going to make everyone go, but why? If someone has something mean to say, respond with absolute kindness. The best thing you can do for your business is respond to people who are saying things that are not positive, but respond to them in a very positive light. And it could be, I'm sorry you had a bad experience here. Send me an email and let's resolve this. Because now your clients say, oh, wow, they actually care. They want to resolve that. So make sure you're always responding. Review what is being put out there. Review what your customers are asking for. Because if you start rewarding and responding to them, so they're going to start asking. They're going to start telling you what they want. And the more you review that and the more you respond to that, the more detailed and the more loyal they will become. And then re-engage. This is a trick that I use, is I will go back to a post that's a couple of months old, and I will actually comment on it to reboost it into my algorithm to re-engage those customers that may not have been on my profile for a little bit. Because when you comment on something, get this little notification, so-and-so also commented on a post that you commented on, even if you did it like 6 months ago. And it helps re-engage and bring them back. So we're going to quickly recap for the end of this. Be omnipresent, but do it strategically. I don't want you to try and burn yourself out by being on 128 platforms. Pick 2 to 6 and focus your attentions there, but make sure everyone knows where to find you. Pick your channels. Work with your ideal client. Answer the questions they would have. Talk about what they need. Fix their pain points. And be audience-centric. The more you work on what your audience needs, the more they want to learn about, the more they want to develop, the more they're going to keep coming back to you, and you're going to be that expert of choice. And really, that is the biggest way you can grow your business, is by becoming that credible expert of choice. We go to this person because they know what they're doing. We go to this person because they know what we're struggling with. I'm good. Here's my details. And like I said at the beginning, I want you to all take a picture and put something that you learned today, maybe something that you grew from. Make sure you tag the ACA, because they have so many great things that everyone could really benefit from, and tag me, and I'll have my team go through those, and we'll pick someone for a one-on-one just to help you with your business, because I want to give back. But I want to know what you learned today and how you grew. And let's go ahead, and if there's any more questions, let's see if I can answer any of those.
We have one last question, and then because we're at time, but this is a good one to ask. It says, what about live streaming?
Sorry?
What about live streaming?
Yes, if you can live stream, video is king. The more you can talk about it and the more you can show, and behind the scenes is excellent, especially for small business, because people like to know that you're human. They'd rather support a human business these days than a large corporation. And if you're showcasing that, you can get those loyal customers for life. And I did throw those 2 websites into the chat, Robert.
Okay.
And I am
So,
Blossom to, you can tag me at Blossom to Success for that little giveaway. And also, let's share the ACA and the love that they provide small businesses, because the more people that can benefit from this, the better.
thank you. Yeah, you can tag Arizona Commerce Authority. That'd be awesome. It'll help our marketing team see me, see the boot camp stuff we're doing. But yeah, Karen, this was an amazing presentation. Thank you. Really appreciate the insight and the aspects that you shared. Some great tools in the chat. So I'm going to leave the chat open, so everybody needs to get in there and copy those links and throw it in a Word doc or something on your computer while you can. And again, the recording of this will be available later today or tomorrow on the content library, so you can access it and get that information. But again, Karen, amazing presentation. Thank you for being part of the boot camp. I want to thank all the attendees for being part of it. And we hope to see you next week and next Tuesday. But until then, everybody have a great week. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.